The second part of Module 2, which begins in Step 7, is focused on collecting and entering root causes data. Steps 7 through 14 will take time and effort to complete, but the information that you're summarizing about what's going on in every area of your school is helpful in pinpointing why students may not be succeeding. So combining the what data from the first part of this module with the why data from your root cause analysis can be very helpful as you search for proactive ways to close student achievement gaps. All of the data that you collect in steps 7 through 14 will be sorted into root causes reports that are based on SI2's elements of high achieving schools. The root causes reports consist of two types of data, survey data and self-studies data. You'll survey students, teachers, parents, and community members in steps 7 through 10. Then you'll answer at least 2 question sets about your school. Regarding the student survey, we want to note that the Indiana legislature did revise its law concerning student surveys, which you can find at Indiana Code 20-26-21. But there is an exemption that allows for surveys that gauge student satisfaction with or participation in the school's programming, which we believe applies to the SI2 surveys. Each of the survey steps includes 2 information icons. The first icon will open a page for each group that includes this survey code specific to your school for each of your grade levels and various groups, and some instructions, tips, and ideas for making this surveying process as smooth as possible. If your school includes grades kindergarten through 2nd grade, you'll find a linked tally sheet that, when opened, includes a paper pencil survey that you can use with those students and a place to enter their tallies. Or if you'd prefer, just give me a call and we'll come up with some ideas if you don't feel like that paper pencil survey is going to work for you this year. The edit icon in step 7 is where you'll document the results of your kindergarten through 2nd grade surveys, and remember to select the save button at the bottom of this page before closing. The second information icon will open a page for each group that tells you how many surveys have been received for that group. In step 8, we request that you survey all of the teachers in your building, at least 30 parents for the parent survey in step 9, and at least 30 community members for the community survey in step 10. Please note that for the community surveys, try not to include parents of students currently attending your school. We also think it's important that you survey a wide variety of parents representing various demographic groups and ask that you avoid surveying parents who work for the school. And this just helps get a broader representation of survey responses. Many of our SI2 schools find the best way to get responses to the community and parent surveys is to include the survey links in an existing church group, parent or community organization newsletter, something that already has an audience. For those questions about completing a survey for multiple children in a family, or the questions for teachers who teach more than one grade level, our suggestion is to ask them to complete just one survey for the student or grade level you feel needs the most attention, or the grade level where the survey respondent has the most influence. Working through self-study tasks beginning in step 11, you're going to start by clicking on the Enter Edit icon, which will open the SI2 short answer questions page. You'll see the questions on the left side of the page and the boxes on the right for you to enter the responses for this school year. Note that in many cases, you may need to enter estimated figures instead of specific numbers or percentages, which is fine. Just do your best, and when you're done, scroll to the bottom of the page to save your information. Now, if you are a Title I school, there are some extra boxes at the bottom of the page for you to complete. When you're ready, go to step 12, which looks a lot like step 11, but contains questions required by the state of Indiana, so make sure you go through and respond to each box in step 12. You may think, why so many questions? And we completely understand that. But here again, we want to make sure that all of the information that the state requires for compliance with the state law and federal code is covered so that there's nothing left out. When you've completed steps 11 and 12, don't forget to submit the information to me by clicking on the Submit button so I can review what you've entered. For steps 13 and 14, only Title I schools need to complete those and submit those responses to me, just as you did in steps 11 and 12. Note that steps 13 and 14 are grayed out if you didn't check a Title I option on the SIP uses page. And for those schools needing to complete a CNA form for the state, please contact me and we'll get you those questions. Finally, you can see how all of your hard work pays off by using step 15 to create a variety of root cause reports that sort the survey responses and self-studies into the 7 elements of high achieving schools. You can also just click here to generate a summary report linked to all of the questions and root causes areas. Though these reports are interesting to look at now, you won't be using these reports until Module 5. Good luck with all of these important steps. And remember, if you need help with anything at any point, feel free to use any of the methods listed here to contact me.